Next week, we're finishing up the Alabasta arc. What's your prediction, my friend? How does this end?
Maybe I'm hoping that what's his name, Luffy's brother, comes back to save the day.
You want him to go Spider-Man 3 on Crocodile's
Yeah.
ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Vivi's gonna go with him too.
You think? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Onesie Piece Podcast, where two grown men in onesies argue about a cartoon.
My name is Esteban, and I'm not all that into anime.
My name's Wade, and I love me some anime.
He can't get enough of it.
I
puts it in his veins whenever he gets the chance. He takes the anime, he grinds it up with water, so it's mushy.
I need it.
He puts it in his body.
You know, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
I don't.
You are now.
It feels like it sometimes.
This last arc, it probably fucking felt like it.
Yeah, it really has.
I am sure that you have been pretty One Pieced out.
Yeah, that is definitely one way to put it.
It's a good we're almost done with the sequels.
No, we're not. I don't know. You can't lie to me.
I can try, though.
Yeah, I suppose.
I can certainly try. I got a menu over there. Okay.
Oops.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing dandy. How are you?
You're doing dandy?
Doing dandy.
I'm doing pretty good. Finished up the Alabasta saga. We passed that.
We did do that. That's nice.
We're done.
It's nice that
it's
over.
Over forever.
Yes.
What did you think of the finale? One sentence. Give it to me.
Technically better than the middle section.
Technically better than the middle section. What does that mean?
It means that, it wasn't. I mean, so here's what I've been going through on a personal level.
All right.
Every week I try to lower my standards a little bit more and a little bit more. And I like to think that I'm getting to a point where my standards are so low that I'm starting to appreciate it. So, while I didn't like it as much as the beginning of the arc, I definitely liked it more than the middle of the arc.
Okay. Is it your
I don't know if standards is the right word I want to use.
I was gonna say, is it your standards you gotta lower? Or is it like your
expectations?
Maybe like I want to say like conception. Is that the right word? Your conception of what One Piece is?
Yeah, I think so.
So, but yeah, expectations make sense, but it also has that like negative connotation to it.
Right, yeah.
So it's like, I just think you don't fully understand what One Piece is yet.
That's
and
what
I also
feel.
think that even if you do, you don't love it.
Here's the position I'm in. Here's the position I'm in.
All right.
I can't help but analyze the shows I watch.
Uh-huh.
And One Piece is not a show to be analyzed. It's a show to be consumed.
I disagree. Well, I don't know. There's some analysis to be done, without a doubt. I mean, people have been analyzing it. People analyze every chapter that comes out every single week, down to define granular details.
I guess they're analyzing different things.
I think so. I think you're analyzing it from a place of
not knowing anime.
Yeah, I think so. I think that is a big part of the problem. You're taking the shows that you know and trying to impart it on this, and it just doesn't work as well.
I'm watching One Piece from the perspective of some Western loser who doesn't know anime.
Which is what this show's all about. You might bitch and moan and complain, but you bring a fresh perspective to it. Some of your things I agree with. Last week, I think we had some pretty good discussions about how stupid some of those fights were. And people will disagree with us on that, I guarantee it. But I feel like your points were valid.
Thank you.
Which I can't always say I felt.
That's
But
for sure.
last week, for the most part, I felt like your points were pretty valid. So, this week, boy, do I have some fun for us. This is the Onesie Piece Podcast. I've said it before and I'll say it again, but we are new and we are improved, baby.
Woo!
I have come last week's fight scenes, the organization. I was like, baby, I gotta get more organized. I gotta get my thinking cap on, and I gotta go. So
Did you get your thinking cap?
I got my
Finally?
thinking cap. I put it on, and the problem with the thinking cap is that also it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a heavy cap.
I don't just get to talk about One Piece every week. I got to spend like 20 hours preparing the podcast, which it doesn't look like much in the long run, but it's a lot of little things. So this is what we got. New layout, sort of. We're off to the left. What does that mean? Well, I'm gonna show you what it means. Let's start where the arc began. Actually, you know what? Let's start with a character that I think
One specific character?
a specific character.
Okay,
That,
okay.
Let's just see what we got here. The arc. It's Vivi's arc.
Yeah.
This is her story more than it is the Straw Hat story. They're just along for the ride and trying to help her out as they go.
Yeah.
And so most of the end of this arc follows Vivi. It's like half Vivi, half Luffy. And
Right.
Vivi is just faced with impossible situation after impossible situation after impossible situation that she just finds herself in, and it just keeps ramping up. And what did you didn't like the end as much as you liked the beginning, which surprises me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's just like one thing after another. It just keeps going.
I feel like that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
I feel like looking back on the end, it just felt like moment after moment of unearned conclusions. Like there were a lot of individual moments that felt like they should have had weight and emotion behind them, but hadn't been earned yet, in my perspective. So like example, when that one bird guy dies, evaporates.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be, you know, this weighty, you know, like, oh shit, like one of, like that guy died, you know?
Yeah.
But it had a couple things going against it. First and foremost being we've seen someone vaporize before and come right back.
Yep.
Second of all being like, we didn't really know him that well. He'd been in like one scene before this. We saw him turn into a bird, and we know that he's like one of the guards, but we don't have a personal connection to him the way we have with like Vivi or any of the Straw Hat crew.
For sure.
He's just a guy that dies. Same thing with those guys from the last section, or like the middle section, who took the super punch poison.
The super punch poison.
That makes them really strong, and then they die.
Yeah, and then they die. He has a little bit more going on than them, but I feel
Yeah,
I feel
he definitely has more than them, but it's kind of I kind of bunch them into the same kind of unfortunate group. Like, you know, yeah, it sucks that he died. I wish I knew him more.
Yeah.
Yeah, things like that.
That's fair. Yeah. I feel ya. But like the thing that I don't. But you know Vivi, and so you get a lot of like her turmoil and her like inner conflict going on here. And I mean, let's just do a recap on what was all the shit that happened. So
I have a hard time remembering, honestly.
We find out that there's a bomb somewhere in like this area, and it's gonna blow up into like a 3-kilometer radius.
Yeah, and that takes up a significant portion of the episodes, is them looking for this bomb.
Yeah, and they know that it's gonna go off at noon. I think it is exactly noon. It's in like 5 minutes or some ridiculous thing. And so they're all running around trying to find the bomb. They finally conclude that it's in the clock tower, but they have like 1 minute left. And it's at the top of the clock tower.
That's another moment. Like it's Vivi who has this kind of revelation moment because of like another one of those convenient flashbacks to a moment we never saw. It's like, oh, of course it's there, and then they all go there, or like she goes there, and then they all hear her or something. They all see her go there. I forget how exactly.
I think when she's running, I know. Well, Zoro and Sanji are already on the tower. Sanji, I think, was looking for him, and Zoro's really bad at directions, so he thought north meant up. Oh,
yeah.
Which is
we've never seen that level of stupidity on Zoro before. That was disappointing, to be honest.
I'll let you know right now, it is, the one thing Zoro can't do is directions. It is a running theme throughout the rest of One Piece. He will get lost constantly and just do stupid things when it comes to directions. So
I'll be disappointed this first time, but then it becomes a running joke.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Anytime there's directions, just expect Zoro to get lost somehow, in some way. And so this was kind of the start of it, and it was dumb. But it was, it's kind of funny. So he's up on the clock tower. Sanji's up on the clock tower looking for him. And then they have a minute left. They can't take the stairs because the bomb's going to blow up. They don't have enough time. It's a huge clock tower. And so Sanji, kicks her up. And then Zoro, Chopper, she rides on Chopper's back. Chopper makes the first leap.
Oh, yeah.
Sanji, launches them off his leg. Zoro then jumps down because he's a little higher up, and they jump off of his swords or something. And so they're able to get to the top of the clock tower with 10 seconds before this bomb's gonna blow. But at the top of the clock tower, there's assassins.
Yeah, there's 2 people we hadn't met yet, right?
Mr. Seven and Miss Father's Day.
That's right. Yep, go ahead.
They have a frog gun.
Yeah, that's right. Oh. And she says ribbit every other sentence.
She does, but she dies immediately, so you don't have to do that for too long at least. So I mean, they try to stop Vivi. They don't do it. Vivi gets to the top, slices their throats or something.
Something, I don't remember.
And then she manages to step on the bomb as it's cartoonishly going towards
going up the fuse.
Yeah, the fuse is going towards the bomb. She steps on it and gets rid of it. And we're like, okay.
Oh, she steps on it in the book.
No, she stepped on it in the... Oh, yeah. Doesn't she grab it with her hand in the anime or something?
She slices the air, which causes a whiplash of air to slice the fusing end bit off.
Maybe that might have happened. Sometimes it's hard to follow the manga panels. She got it out.
She got it out. That's all that matters.
But we find out that Crocodile's got a plan B.
A contingency plan.
The bomb's gonna go off anyway in a minute.
It's timed.
It's timed, so if the fuse doesn't make it, it's just gonna blow up anyway.
It's a long time to wait. Just another, I think it's 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, it's very soon after.
Yeah, but still, why not just make it 5 seconds after?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, 30 seconds is pretty short. Realistically.
Yeah, but in the heat of the moment, 30 seconds can feel like a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're probably what's a small number? 30 seconds is pretty small.
But it hasn't gone off yet, but we want it to go off now. Let's put another 30 seconds on it.
Yeah, let's give them another 30 seconds, just in case they can conveniently lift it into the air and stop it from going.
Pull off a Batman.
Which they do.
They do pull off a Batman. It was a
Batman. It really was a Batman. Straight up. Pell One of the knights takes it into the
that's
air
it. Yeah.
and goes the Big Bang.
Yeah.
But there's more. There's more going on. So the bomb's been exploded up in the sky. It knocks everybody down. Everybody who's like fighting in the courtyard, it knocks them all down. And then a couple moments later, we see Crocodile flying through the air.
Yes.
Which we'll get to in a second. We'll figure out why he's flying in the air over there in a little bit. But everybody's like, Crocodile's defeated. Luffy beat him. Yay.
Yep.
Then everybody who was fighting the war gets back up and just starts fighting again.
Oh, yeah.
They just start going at it. And so now Vivi has defeated all the bad guys. They're all gone. They've all been defeated. The bomb did not blow up her entire kingdom. And yet, they're still all murdering each other. And so, while it may have gone on for a little bit too long, she is out of options. The only thing she can think to do at this point is to scream from the clock tower to please stop fighting. And there's a war going on, so nobody can fucking hear her.
Yeah.
I feel I don't know, man. I get it. I get that it probably went on extra long in the anime as well.
Yeah.
But, like, I also feel like you watch it on 2x speed, you lose the emotion. This is a very emotional moment. Vivi is she is out of options. And she's just mindlessly screaming into the void, trying to prevent her kingdom from killing one another. It's like really dark moment.
It is,
and it's like the climax of it all. They've technically won. They've done everything that they can do, and yet it's still not enough to stop them.
I mean, yeah. So like, the moment it's still there. Like when I talk about like moments that didn't have the emotional weight behind it, I don't mean this one. This one, I definitely, I understood and respected the moment. Mm-hmm. But like after, like even watching it on 2x speed after so long, it's like the thought pops back into my brain, like, how long would this have been if it wasn't on 2x speed? So I still appreciate, like what's going on here in this moment. That wasn't lost. I don't think it needed to be that long, though.
No, I agree. That's some of the anime pacing issues. And because you've complained about these so frequently, I'm thinking we're going to switch to one pace sooner rather than later. I think you'll enjoy it more. I think these long, drawn-out sections like this won't lose that emotional impact quite as much for you.
Okay.
So the next big arc is not available in One Piece, unfortunately.
Okay.
So that's like another 40, 50 episode arc, something like that.
How long was this one?
This one was 40 eps.
Okay.
This was like a fourth of the series. This one arc was like a fourth of the whole series so far.
Yeah, right.
Which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I think first chance we get, we're gonna switch over to One Piece for your sanity.
Thanks.
My only contingency is that when we do switch to One Piece, you can't watch them on 2x speed.
Oh, come on.
No! You don't get the best of both worlds. You don't get the episodes cut in half and then also get to watch on 2x speed.
Everyone's gonna talk so slow.
Yeah, everyone's gonna talk slow. You're gonna have to read because they are subtitled only.
All right.
So you probably don't even want it on 2x speed.
There was one moment. I don't think I talked about this last week, but there was one moment during this arc where the 2x speed turned off for some reason, and it jumps to 1x, and it.
Oh, you poor thing.
It dragged. Like I put it back to 2x like as soon as I could because it was dragging and like it sounded like they were purposefully slowing down their voices. like everything they said they had to speak through a foot thick wall of molasses or something.
not that bad.
It's pretty bad, man.
I don't know. I don't know. I disagree. I don't think the pacing issues are that bad, but and not this early on. They're not. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But we're gonna switch you over. We're gonna switch you over. I think your appreciation might get a little better from it. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see, everybody. Regardless, she's screaming into the wind, and lo and behold, what should happen? But it begins to rain.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember any of this arc? You came out, arms or hands raised, fists swinging, saying it was better than the last, but not as good as the first. And everything I'm saying about it, your reaction is, "Oh yeah, that did happen."
So I finished this arc like 3 days ago.
Oh, I'm actually surprised. I'm surprised that you.
So it is kind of like coming back to me still.
I thought for sure. I feel like this is the first time you finished any arc early. I feel like it's usually
I've been getting better. Yeah, right.
Well, good.
No, I've been trying to make it a point to get it finished by Monday, so I don't have to do it while I'm working.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I'm recapping this for you. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. I was sitting here thinking, like, she screamed and screamed and screamed. What the hell made her, like, what made everyone shut up? I can't remember.
So,
but yes, it began to rain.
It begins to rain. And it hasn't rained in like 3 years.
Yes.
So, like, it's a big deal. It raining is a very big deal. And it makes everybody stop fighting, at least for a moment. And all the dust settles and all the clanging of the swords stops. And finally, through this silence that the rain has caused, they can hear Vivi yelling up on the clock tower to please stop fighting. And they're like, what the hell is that, Vivi? I thought she was dead or something. I don't remember. They're not dead, but they didn't think she was there.
Right.
And that's kind of that's kind of the catalyst of it all. At that point, they're able to tell everybody that it was all crocodile and explain it. And Koza comes out and says it's all like
because he's alive still.
He's alive. He's been shot twice, but I mean,
I think 3 times.
Maybe that's possible. But I mean, people have been shot more than 3 times in real life and survived.
Yeah.
So
and people in the show have been gutted by giant hooks and survived, and sliced in half and survived, and evaporated and survived.
Who got sliced in half and survived.
Like Zoro fighting what's his name, Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan. He didn't get sliced in half. He just got really sliced open. But yeah, I mean, part of the world here is that they're kind of superhuman people. Not all of them. But, I mean, maybe all of them. Usopp got hit
I bet
in the face
nobody
with
died in that battle.
5-kilometer bat.
Yeah, right.
Kilometer. Not kilometer. Kilogram.
Kilogram. Yeah.
Maybe not kilogram. Whatever. It was a heavy bat. Ton. It was a 5-ton bat. Which is insane. Okay. That's 5,000 pounds.
That's 10,000 pounds.
It is?
Yeah, a ton is 2,000.
Oh, my God. I'm stupid.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's even more than I thought. Regardless, peace and love, happy ever after. Everything works out.
And then minor internal conflict as Vivi decides whether to go with him or not.
Yes, which we will get into in a second. There's another piece of the puzzle that we gotta get to. Do you know?
Oh, yes, there is. I think I do. It's round 2.
Do you hear that? He's coming. It's Crocodile.
Is that something he says?
Yeah, he says being weak is a sin. He says it when he's killing that dog guy.
The dog guy?
Yeah, he protected Vivi in the last one, and he was worthless and died immediately. He turned into a dog.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He says it to him. Which
I was thinking like baseball dog.
Oh, no, not baseball dog.
I was like...
Different dog. That's fair. Yeah. So on the other hand, so we got Vivi over on her side trying to find the bomb. Meanwhile, we got Luffy over here trying to fight Crocodile. So Luffy comes back. Crocodile can't believe his eyes. So I'll say this now. Last week, your prediction was Spider-Man 3 ending.
Oh yeah.
Which is that Crocodile's gonna get, you thought Ace would come back and he was gonna, like, turn him to glass and then shatter him, essentially. Which is what happened in Spider-Man 3, apparently. I don't even remember. It's been so long, but I gotta take your word for it. Which we didn't get.
We did not get Spider-Man 3 ending.
Are you disappointed?
Considering the ending we did get, yes.
You didn't like the ending we got.
I'd have preferred Spider-Man 3 ending over this.
Spider-Man 3 ending. I feel like it. I mean, the Spider-Man 3
here's
ending
why.
is cool, but this also had like a similar twist to it.
But here's why I preferred the Spider-Man 3. I'd have preferred the Spider-Man 3 ending over specifically this.
Uh-huh.
Because come to find out, the way to hurt Crocodile is to hit him with water so he can't become sand.
Yeah.
Or in the situation that you're lacking water, hit him with blood and so he can't become sand. Now he's solid.
A liquid of any kind.
A liquid,
I think would probably work. Yeah.
Turn him into mud. And then break him.
Oh, just a lot.
All right, fine. That's fine. That's a solution. I'm cool with that. But wasn't Luffy covered in blood when they first fought?
And he didn't get on his hands.
That was the.
Well, okay, so when they first fought, no, Luffy wasn't covered in blood. He only got covered in blood after Crocodile stabbed him. Remember, the Crocodile puts down a little thing and says, "I'll give you 3 minutes. Go at it." And Crocodile doesn't hit him at all in that time. He just lets Luffy go buck wild, and Luffy can't get a hit off, and then Crocodile comes back and stabs him through the gut. Which is...
I guess his sweat wasn't enough. Do rubber people not sweat?
They must not. They must.
All right.
Maybe you need a little more sweat. Who knows? I mean, do your, like, fists ever sweat?
Yeah.
Really?
Am I weird?
I think maybe.
Oh, no.
My palms sweat. I don't know that I ever remember my, like, fists sweating, unless I'm, like... I guess if you're, like, really working out, everything sweats a bit. But, regardless...
But regardless, rubber people don't sweat.
Well, yeah, that's the lore here. Rubber people clearly don't sweat. So, there's a cool moment that I noticed, and in a way, I kind of hate that they even said it, but I also get why they said it. But there's a moment where he's got Luffy up, he's got him stabbed through the gut way back in the first fight, and Luffy gets water on him somehow. Oh, he had that drink from the old man, and it spilled all over his hand. And so then he, like, while Crocodile's got him up in the air, he, like, is able to grab Crocodile in that one last moment. And that's when Crocodile throws him into the pit, the quicksand. And so there's a brief moment where Luffy actually grabs Crocodile by the arm and tries to, like...
I was wondering if there was any moments that even, like, remotely foreshadowed this, like, solution.
Yeah, which I think is cool. I liked that a lot.
I'm glad that that's there.
Yeah, it wasn't just some random thing. It was clearly planned from the beginning. Because not only do we have that, but we also have the fact that Crocodile has gotten rid of all the rain. Because if it rains, he's vulnerable. So he gets rid of all the rain so that he specifically can be even more powerful.
So I had, like, a couple thoughts on that. Like, when the first time someone said that's why you got rid of all the rain, my first reaction to that was disappointment, because, like, I just thought it would have been cooler if getting rid of the rain was purely to ignite conflict in the kingdom. But now it plays kind of like this double purpose. It's to inflict conflict into the kingdom, and it prevents him from being vulnerable. So my first reaction to that was disappointment, but I started thinking about it, and I'm not that disappointed about it. I think it's fine.
It's just a double whammy. He just gets the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's just a double whammy. Yeah.
So, that's fair. That's fair. I think...
this added one I decided doesn't detract from the first initial reason, so
I
we're
mean,
good.
if you were a Sandman and your one weakness was water, I mean, it just
You'd want to get rid of the rain.
you'd want to get rid of the rain, and then also, as it turns out, people like rain. I I mean, I do think that the probably causing conflict of. I mean, Crocodile's a smart dude. He probably had it all laid out. But
Yeah.
I think that probably came second. I think first he was like, I'm going to be even stronger if I get rid of the rain. And also, it's going to make people go crazy because we're in a fucking desert.
Yeah.
Yeah. But regardless, there was a couple allusions to it. So Luffy comes back. First, he tries to beat him with water. He sucks Luffy dry. Luffy loses to him twice. Sucks Luffy dry and drops him off the top of a building. And he splashes water into the air, which lands on him, and he's miraculously fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't miraculously. He calculated it, presumably.
Yeah, we got some cartoon logic in there.
There was definitely I mean, he sucked down all the water and was like spitting it out like out of his mouth. He was huge.
Yeah.
He was fat and filled with water, like Petey Piranha from Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
So definitely some cartoon logic, but you know, it's fine. It's fun. I know it's a bit jarring. It's definitely weird having this like Luffy who is almost like a caricature, and then having Crocodile who is the exact opposite.
Yeah, very intimidating.
Very intimidating, very serious all the time, has a plan, smart, does like. So it's very jarring to have those two opposites there, but I find it super interesting, just because you don't really see it. One Piece takes itself seriously, but never like too seriously.
Oh my god, I feel like I disagree. I feel like it never takes itself seriously.
All Crocodile did was serious.
Yeah, but like, so I feel like One Piece never takes itself seriously until you get to moments where it needs to be taken seriously, and then it expects you to take it seriously. Which is fine, I guess. I'm learning. It's fine. I'm not going to get upset about it.
One Piece is humbling you, it feels.
It's wearing me down.
It's by design. I think that's by design. I agree with you. I agree that most of the time it doesn't take itself seriously. It jokes a lot. Even in very serious moments, it jokes. Like, you got this serious fight with Crocodile, and Luffy's over here sucking down water and literally, like, becoming fatter and spraying it around. It's super unrealistic. But, I mean, he's also made out of rubber, so, you know, it inflates
And
his
he's
body.
made out of sand, so.
And he's made out of sand, so... I don't know. It's either this or Spider-Man 3. What do you prefer? Spider-Man 3 took itself way too seriously.
It did. And One
Piece doesn't take itself serious enough.
You can't work the ends of the spectrum, man. You
So
gotta
which one
find the
is
middle
it?
ground.
Well, you choose Spider-Man 3 just for the sake
Spite?
of time. Although, I mean, let's be honest, it's an hour and a half of a bad movie or like 2 years of a bad bad. It's a great series.
You know me.
So, but let's say you had to watch Spider-Man 3. Well, that's also not fair. I was gonna say watch Spider-Man 3 the length of One Piece, but that's just the same movie over and over again. That's like hell on earth.
That's torture.
At least One Piece is changing.
All right. The hypothetical is Spider-Man 3 for 2 years, but it's consistently different, but consistently the same quality. It's just a 2-year-long Spider-Man 3 quality movie.
What do you choose, Spider-Man 3 or One Piece? Maybe
This
I
is
should ask you this
legitimately
again when
hard.
we finish One Piece.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write this down. I'll bring it back on the final episode. Be like, all right, what do you choose? So yeah, we'll come back. I'll put that one in the notebook.
Would you have rather watched all of this or the same amount of time of Spider-Man 3?
with varying plot lines, but same quality.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back to it. So, Luffy and Crocodile's third fight. They have that second fight. Crocodile wins again, sucks him dry. Then they go into like the catacombs. They read the poneglyph.
Yes.
Did you get that whole plot line?
Well, I basically got the nugget of it.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember like the whole deal. So the plutonium is like a weapon to destroy entire islands, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's like the Death Star.
Yeah, it's the Death Star, and the big old wall of hieroglyphs is information on how to find it.
Yes.
But Nico Robin says the information's not here.
Yep.
And so Crocodile's like, why would you lie to me? And tries to kill her. Why did Nico Robin save Luffy?
It is not entirely clear, but she's always been playing both sides, kind of. Like, think back to when she nuked Igaram. As stupid as it is that Igaram came back, the only conclusion I can come up with is that Nico actually saved him. Nico. Nico's in the beans. Nico Robbins, we're talking. Nico's in the beans. Nico's in the chat. We got Nico Robin. Anyway, I just found that funny. Nico Robin also, remember, she goes onto their ship and then she gives them.
Yeah.
So
the thing that Luffy crushes.
It feels like there's some sort of alternative motive, but we don't. It's never been revealed to us.
Okay.
So, but she's always kind of been tilting somewhere in the middle.
Interesting for like the right-hand guy of the boss of the entire syndicate.
To be playing both sides?
Yeah, to be in the middle as opposed, like, say you're a Crocodile and you have the option or you have the opportunity to choose who your right-man guy is.
Mm-hmm.
And you choose someone whose loyalties you can't confirm.
Well, she was very sneaky about it. Presumably Crocodile never found out.
Until that last moment.
And then that's when he decided to kill her. Or maybe, then again, let's also keep in mind, you might have missed this plot point, I assume you figured it out. The only person who can read the hieroglyphs is Nico Robin.
Yeah.
So he needed her. He absolutely needed her if he wanted to find the Pluton. So I think that's probably the bigger reason. Even if he suspected anything, he couldn't get rid of her. And she straight up says it, too. And when they're in Alabasta, she says, he can't kill me. He literally can't kill me.
Right. Okay, so why did she save Luffy?
We don't know.
Okay.
They said she's been playing both sides, but we have no knowledge as to why she saved Luffy.
All right.
Or why she did anything that she did in the way that she did it.
All right. That's fine. I'm okay with this.
That's fine.
This is great. I love it.
Yes, very good. So, Nico says it's not there. He gives her the big stab. She tries to stop him.
Oh yeah, she does get stabbed. Yeah.
She's also, I believe, her bounty is 80 million. So she's also just very strong.
Yeah.
So Crocodile probably liked that as well.
Yeah. Ever since she was like 8 years old?
Yeah. When she was 8 years old, she got a bounty of 80
million
put on her.
Anime kids do wild shit.
Yeah, what did she do to get a bounty of 80 million when she was 8 years old?
Like, I can't think of a single like anime child in this show that's like that's just been a child, you know?
No, there was one back in that marine town where they fought Axe Arm. It's just a little girl who helped Zoro.
Yeah, she climbed the walls of this marine compound to feed a high-profile prisoner crucified into the center of the court.
It was just a fence. It was like a tiny little fence.
It was a wall.
It was not maybe it was a wall, actually.
It was.
Regardless, she's a good person, and she's just a child. I mean, have there really been any other kids?
Kobe.
Like 14, so he's kind of a kid.
I refuse to believe he's 14.
I think he's 16, actually. I think he's 16. I mean, you would know. You got his glasses right above you.
That's not funny.
Kobe is 16, yeah. One Piece expert Dig in the chat confirms Kobe is in fact 16. Regardless, let's move on. Let's keep moving forward. Luffy gets in a scuffle with Crocodile at this point. Crocodile stab Nico Robin, and they get their final fight off. Luffy has lost his water, and so he decides to use blood instead. Yeah. Which is pretty badass. I love it. I know it's kind of, you know...
Sure, that was badass.
He's just like, I'm just going to straight up use blood. That's a badass thing to do. I'm just going to use my blood. I don't need water. I don't know. It's pretty cool, Luffy. It's pretty cool.
I'll give you that.
So, Crocodile takes his hook off his hook.
Yes.
He has a second hook underneath his
poison,
first hook.
Right?
It's poison. It's a poison hook.
The poison hook.
The poison hook. And they get scuffling. He gets a good hit off on Luffy. Luffy's poisoned now, and he's slowly dying. But
does that poison ever become like I don't remember Luffy ever getting antidote for it. It's just like a couple lines of dialogue between the two, and then the fight goes on and ends.
Yeah, the poison, it was a little lackluster. He gets poisoned, and then he's like getting weaker, but then he ends up beating Crocodile anyway. He pulls through his sheer will. Because
getting weaker doesn't mean anything in this show.
Well, he brought the willpower. He wasn't going to give up that easily, so he got a second win, so to say.
Yeah.
The adrenaline was rushing through his veins, presumably his rubbery little veins, and he was just able to get that final last bit off and defeat Crocodile. And then later on, the king just says, like, "Yeah, we got the antidote in him." That's it.
Cool.
So the king acknowledges it, but you never see it. It just sort of it happened off screen at some point. I don't know how they got the antidote, but.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. It's just poison. People have antidotes from poison.
Yeah, that's literally what antidotes for.
Exactly. So, we've got the two pieces. Luffy kicks Crocodile into the sky, which is when Vivi sees Crocodile flying through the sky. Because he defeated Crocodile, it begins to rain, which saves the kingdom, and so they both have played their part to save the kingdom. I don't know. When I was reading it, I was kind of bored, I'll be honest. But I think it's because I know what happens a lot. It's hard for me to reread anything because a lot of enjoyment I get from things is not knowing what's going to happen.
Right.
So I'll admit that I was kind of bored. But then when I was thinking back on it and I was getting everything ready for the podcast, the way things fit together, the scale of the war and the event. Okay, so I was watching Avatar today. Avatar spoilers, everybody. If you don't want to hear Avatar Last Airbender spoilers, here's some. And it got me thinking. So I'm enjoying Avatar. Don't get me wrong. Avatar's great. I'm having a good time. They just went to the Fire Nation for the first time.
If you're about to criticize Avatar,
I'm not going to criticize. I'm going to compare it. I'm going to compare it to One Piece.
I would have eaten you.
Well, I've been sitting here listening to your bullshit for the last fucking 8 months or whatever the hell it's been. So I think you can handle one little ounce of criticism. So
go on.
They go to this is when they go to the Fire. It was part 1 and part 2. They stormed the Fire Nation and then they had to leave because they lost.
Right.
That's where I ended. That's where I ended. They were leaving, and then the dad and everybody was left behind.
Yep.
And so there was some similarities going on here. We had the War of Alabasta that I had just got done reading, and we have the War of the Fire Nation. The scale is not there for the War of the Fire Nation. I'm sorry. They're attacking an entire fucking nation, and they come in on 5 submarines, and there's like 20 guys in their team. There's like 6 waterbenders, there's like 2 earthbenders, and then just a whole bunch of people who can't do anything fighting a nation. It's the Fire Nation. They have an army. It's so, I was like, this just seems unrealistic. They went and got a couple of their friends that they've met along the series, a couple of their ragtag friends, and now they're gonna go fight an entire nation? But they did lose. So I guess there's that. They weren't able to pull it off, but like they came very close.
If I may.
So, but
If
then
I
we
may.
look at the scale of the Alabasta stuff. They're incomparable. And I'm not saying the Avatar episodes were bad. They were very good. I enjoyed them. But just comparing the scale of it, you gotta recognize what One Piece is doing with this scale. It's huge.
All right, yeah, no, but if I may, just a line of defense for Avatar. I let you defend One Piece, let me defend Avatar.
No, you're good. You're good.
Their goal wasn't to beat the Fire Nation in a grand battle. Their goal was to take advantage of a moment of vulnerability and attack them where they weren't expecting to be attacked, where they would expected them to be vulnerable. Like, there wasn't an army of, if I remember correctly, there wasn't like an army of Fire Nation like preparing for an attack. It was like a surprise attack, right?
Yes, I mean it was, but it was the capital.
It's the capital.
So presumably they got like their main forces.
But
there.
also think of that, like think about the Fire Nation is just a handful of like islands, and they're like they're trying to conquer the world.
Yeah.
They're not expecting an attack in their capital, so why have a huge defense there?
No, I mean, it's fine. You're right. There wasn't that many of them. It just
the scale is not there. But that's like comparing, like, I don't know, like a Lord of the Rings battle versus what's a small thing, like a
small thing.
Like that one battle in Game of Thrones where it's like a couple people at the towers and Ned Stark's there, and Game of Thrones spoilers. It doesn't matter, guys. It's stuff. There's like 10 people there. They're all fighting.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. With the dude with the double swords beats.
That guy.
Yeah, he beats the crap out of him.
Yeah, that compared to like.
I don't think it is though.
A Helm's Deep. Like, yeah, the scales are vastly different, but the stakes are probably about as equal.
They're not equal at all. They're attacking a nation to save the world, and Ned was just fighting some guy in a tower to save his sister.
Well, yeah, but it was like his sister meant the world to him.
In One Piece, they're not even saving the world; they're saving
saving an island.
It's fine. No criticism. Peace and love, everybody.
Peace and love. All content's good.
Also, everybody at the end of the Alabasta arc is like covered in dirt. They're ripped apart. They're dirty as hell. They got bandages all over their body. Their clothes are ripped. They're just in this horrible shape. Everybody left the Fire Nation completely unscathed. Everybody was fine except the one dude got a little cut. He got a tiny little cut on his side.
I don't remember people being
he
all...
couldn't fight anymore because he got a tiny little cut on his side.
I don't remember people being all raggedy at the end of Alabasta. I remember Usopp's in bandages.
No, take a look. Take a look. Here, I'll show you. Just look at Vivi. We saw her a second ago.
Yeah, we got Vivi and Usopp, but that's all I remember.
Look how dirty she is.
Even Koru's fine after all the shit that the duck took.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I know that they don't, like, their wounds and stuff didn't really mean anything, but they were dirty.
Zoro looked unscathed.
It felt like they
Nami
were just
looked
in a
unscathed.
War. Who?
Sanji, everybody looked fine.
No, they didn't. They all passed out at the end. They were all dirty, tired, and they all passed out.
I don't remember them being all dirty.
They were all dirty. They all looked like Vivi.
Just like Vivi and Usopp.
It looked like they had been through a war, and all I'm saying is in Avatar, they were all fine. They didn't even have a little dirt on their face. They were all fucking fine.
All right. I'm done with you.
Oh.
I just want you to love Avatar.
I do love. It's all right. I don't mind it, but I'll admit I don't like it as much as you probably want me to. But that's a different podcast. All right, we're getting off. We're getting off here. Next up.
These people
I don't know. We'll skip these guys actually. How about
Yeah, I did notice that.
So
This was a nice moment.
This was a nice moment. And last week you predicted Vivi was coming with them.
I did.
And you are sorely mistaken, my friend. At least
I've brought shame on my family.
And I thought Vivi was going to come with them too. All the pieces were there, but then also when you look back and think about it, it doesn't make sense. All of
It
this
doesn't,
stuff,
which is why I thought it was going to happen.
So you're happy she didn't go, in a way.
Yeah.
Did you like Vivi? Would you have liked to seen her be a part of the crew?
Sure. I mean, I don't know what she would have brought to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Then
fair.
again,
I mean, she kind of evened Luffy out a little bit. There was a couple moments where she really brought Luffy down.
If she replaced
level.
Luffy, that'd have been nice.
Just Luffy was fine this arc, all right? Luffy's great. he's not as bad as he used to be. He's growing ever so slightly. I can see it in your eyes. I can hear it in your voice. You don't hate him as much as you once did.
He's
I
gonna
know
be,
that. That's
listen,
all I know.
Listen, the start of next arc, he's going to be just as obnoxious and annoying. And then by the end of the arc, he's going to be all right. And then the next arc's going to come and it'll be just as obnoxious and annoying. And it's going to resume that cycle to the end of time. And it's fine. It's great.
I don't know, man. You're looking at the pieces you want to look at. That's all I'm going to say. You're finding the pieces that justify your story. You're not willing to look anywhere else.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's great.
Yeah,
it's a great show. I love it. It's perfect.
You better learn to love it real quick because we got a ways to go yet. So we have the departure. So all the Straw Hats kind of get healed up, and they all need to leave, and the Navy's after them as well. So the Navy has surrounded the island because it wants them, because they know that they're on the island. And so they have covered all the ports. They're trying to capture the Straw Hats. Luffy, we find out, now has a bounty of 100 million berries.
Yep, they upped it. They added like everyone else too, right? It's not just Luffy anymore.
I think it's just Luffy and Zoro right now.
Is it just Zoro? Oh, okay.
I think so.
I thought I saw pages for everyone, but
there might have been more for everybody else. The two they made points of were Luffy at 100 million and Zoro at 30 million. And I believe Zoro had 10 million before and Luffy had 30 million before. So they've like tripled their bounties in this movie.
Yeah.
I think. I hope I'm right on that. But so they want them, you know. And on the flip side, you got you know what? Never mind. We'll talk about that in a bit. Baby. So they're all hanging out at the kingdom. Vivi's debating whether she wants to stay or go. We all know she decides to stay, but they play with our emotions a little bit. They play with them a bit, but they got to get to their ship, and they got a good friend waiting for them back at the ship.
They do, Mr. and Mrs. Bonclay.
Mr. and Mrs. Bonclay. He's come back. He's escaped the Navy, and he remembered that they're friends. They were friends all along.
They're buddies.
What did you think about this moment? Did you expect Bonclay to be coming out of the woodwork to save the day?
Not
he really
him.
did save the day. Without him.
Yeah, no, I for sure expected like someone to come out of the blue and save him. I'm not disappointed it was him. I thought it was like a cool little honor among thieves moment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, hey, we're all pirates here. Let's just get out. And sure, yeah. Like whether they had that moment at the beginning of the arc where they were friends or not, like it would have been cool.
But the moment at the beginning helped.
Yeah, sure.
It definitely helped. Last week you were complaining about how they didn't give us any allusion to like Zoro being able to cut steel. And this time around they give us something in the past that could define this relationship. The relationship was not formed out of the blue. And you say, it's fine, I guess.
Well, that's different.
It's not different.
Listen, when it comes to like specifically the Bonclay helping them escape, I I think it's fine whether they established at the beginning or not. Because if they did, all right, great. They have some sort of relation they can play off of. If not, they still have the relation of they're all fucking pirates. And like, like we can be at each other's throats, but when it comes to the Marines, like, I'll scratch yours, if you scratch mine.
All right. I gotcha. I still think that the before helped, though. Made it seem less random. Made it feel more thought out.
I'll give you that they played on that moment as an illusion or a foreshadow, as opposed to playing the Honor Among Thieves card.
Yeah.
Like they could have had both. They played that. That's fine.
I agree.
They foreshadowed it. They played it. If they didn't have that card, they could have played the Honor Among Thieves card, and that'd been just fine.
All right, that's fair. Regardless, we agree. It was a pretty nice moment. I'm
not trying to diss this moment. I enjoyed it.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed with Bon Clay throughout this whole arc. It was kind of a breath of fresh air to get that different perspective a little bit. It makes you like him more, for sure.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So I enjoyed this. I forgot about this. I didn't even remember this happening. I just remembered hating him through the whole arc. So it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable little moment. He saves the day. He turns into Luffy to make them look like they're going that direction, but they're actually going that direction.
Yep.
And they're going to pick up Vivi, which leads us to this moment.
Yep.
Which, do you remember this moment?
I do remember this moment.
Do you remember this moment from the days of the past?
I do. They're not at a rock concert.
They're not at a rock concert. Your gift of mine. I remember when you got me this, and I said, one day we're gonna make it to this moment. He got me Usopp, of all the fucking people.
Your little banner should be Usopp related. He should have the goggles.
Yeah, we said if we hit 100 subscribers, I'll do the Usopp goggles.
I just have to deal with fucking...
At 100 subscribers, you lose Kobe.
Anyway, talk about your statue. Talk about your toy.
Get over it, you whiny little baby. How about you get us some more subscribers? How about that? Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, subscribe, everybody. Yes. So let's take a look at what your prediction was. I apologize for the bad quality, everybody. This was at the beginning, but let's take a look.
Here is my best guess. They're at a concert, and they got marked with an X to show that they're over 21 and can buy beer. And they're standing on that balcony just rocking out.
They're just rocking out. You know, considering how weird One Piece gets, it's plausible.
I think it's within the realm of possibility.
It's plausible. You couldn't hear that at all?
I couldn't hear that.
Wait, you haven't been able to hear any of these?
Has there been other audios?
Yeah, there's been audios the whole time. People on the stream have got to hear them.
All right. I'll catch it on the VOD.
Yeah, I know what's wrong. Hold on, everybody. All right, so what you said was that they're at a rock concert.
Yeah.
And that they're just rocking out, and that they got the X's because they're over 21, which isn't true for any of them.
Are you telling me I'm wrong?
And we both agreed that given how One Piece is going, it seems within the realm of possibility that could be it. With that being said, it wasn't. Here, you can hear now.
Oh, this is nice.
Kind of sad that you can't hear them. But yeah, so they weren't. It was a very tearful goodbye, is what it was. It was a good moment.
Yeah, it was a nice moment.
Luffy wanted to yell out and tell Vivi that, that she's an honorary crew member, essentially.
Right.
The next time they meet, they'll call her a crew member. She's been here the whole arc. She's been here a while. She even had her own little intro moments in the commercial breaks.
I skipped those because the commercial breaks, she had her little wanted poster.
Yep.
And then she also had her own closing cards at the end of the episode, and her own like openings.
Which is really cool. They really sold it.
I skipped them because he told me to skip the intros.
Oh, well, did you continue to skip the intro after 16?
I did.
Oh, good. Good. Well, you can start watching now.
Okay.
So we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
I'm going to go back and watch all the opening and closing cards that I missed.
Yeah, do it. Well, I mean, I think it's just one. It's just one intro
okay.
that you missed. But yeah, you'll see what I mean when you watch it, and you'll see why I didn't want you to. But you know now. And so it's a very heartfelt moment. Luffy wants to scream back and say that, but he can't because the Navy's around and they're going to hear him. And if they hear specifically pirates reaching out to like a princess and saying that they have a relationship, then they're going to murder her.
That seems a bit extreme, but it will definitely put her in a bad position.
They'll definitely take her to prison at least or something. It won't be good.
Yeah.
It won't be good.
No.
So they just do this instead.
Yep.
And, it wasn't a moment that lasted too long, and I think that's why it was so emotionally. It was good. It wasn't her screaming from the rooftops for 15 minutes straight.
It
might have panned back a few too many times. I don't know.
So for me, the emotion or the weight of the scene came from, like just saying goodbye to Vivi. Like the whole exes thing didn't really have too much weight to them because while we have seen them before, the whole friendship angle behind the exes was another flashback moment that we hadn't seen.
No, that's not true. When there was a point earlier on where Bon Clay was turned himself into Usopp and tried to get Vivi.
Yeah, but in that moment with Bon Clay and Usopp, it's just like a contingency in case the bandages aren't enough. Like, okay, when you remove the bandages, the X is how you'll know it's us.
Yeah.
There's nothing saying like the friendship. This X bona fides our friendship. It represents who we are. And yeah, in this one, like right before they show him off, flashback moment is like, okay, no matter what, as long as we have these X's, then we'll know that we're true friends.
All right. Well, I hate that, but
yeah.
I don't think it was necessary. I think we get the point. We understand what the X's stand for. But that's fair. I mean, in this case, obviously, I don't know. In this case, I feel like it was planned this way. I would say that this flashback was not out of the blue. I would say that it was he planned to tell it that way. I can't say that for everything else, but I think in this case it's pretty obvious that he planned to tell it and he wanted that to be told now instead of earlier. I don't know. That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah.
But regardless.
It's still a dumb flashback.
It is a stupid flash. I hate true friendship bullshit. I can't do it. But I love the relationship they had with Vivi, and it was very, very sad.
Yeah, it's sombering to see her go.
It is. It is. It feels like she's been around so long now. It reminds me in like Game of Thrones when like Jaime gets captured in season 2, and he's like captured through all of season 2 and season 3, and then, Game of Thrones spoilers. Who cares? It sucks, right? Yeah. But I just remember, and then he finally gets back to the kingdom and gets cleaned up, and he like loses the beard and loses all the dirt, and you're like, it feels like it's been so long since I've seen him like this.
Yeah, it's like a different person.
Yeah, and so it's like seeing Vivi go. It's kind of sad. It feels like she's been around for so long at this point. She was a part of the crew.
Yeah.
So, but they get away from the Navy. Bon Clay gets caught by the Navy. And the Straw Hats end up getting away. We find out a couple other tidbits of information, such as the government. Smoker comes out and says that he wants. He says the Straw Hats saved Alabasta.
Yeah, but the government is going to cover it up.
Yes, because you can't have pirates saving the day.
Exactly.
And this is the first time we've seen I feel like this is the first time we've seen the government's handle on the Marines. We've seen the Marines themselves do a lot of shady things, but we've never seen the next level, which appears to be, you know, the government looking down on them and now saying,
like controlling a narrative.
yeah, controlling a narrative in this way. And so
that was cool.
Yeah, that was an interesting little tidbit. They get away, and it leads us to the final piece of the puzzle here. What happens when they're sailing away?
Something happens?
Oh God, no! Don't tell me you didn't see this.
What happens?
They're on the boat, and they get a surprise visitor. You fucking for real?
They didn't get a visitor.
No, not again. Not again. Did you watch up through episode 130?
I think.
Oh my God, dude.
Listen, so I was watching, and then there was that moment they're all sailing away. It starts playing the theme song from the very first like opening credits.
Maybe it happens in the next.
And
episode.
it's very conclusive, and it's like there's no way there's another episode beyond this that I'm supposed to watch.
Maybe it happens in the next one.
This is such a resolving conclusion to this arc, like this moment.
Hold on. We're just gonna waste everybody's time. All right, you got to deal with this.
What are
we
we
gotta
doing?
get to the bottom of this. This is the one problem with me reading the manga and you watching the anime.
Wait, what are you about to do?
Hold on, I'm not about to do anything. You can't see it.
So yeah, I never watched this because this hand thing was the last one I watched. Let's wrap this up and then I'll watch it. Jesus.
This is the end of the arc. It's a
Just tell me what happens. Just tell me what happens.
We get a new crewmate. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big thing that happens.
Okay,
and I gotta say,
give me the spark notes or whatever.
I'm so disappointed. This podcast is ruined.
I promise I'll watch it right after we close. I promise.
I just really wanted to talk about it right now. All right, here we go. We're going to watch the screen because this is how it's going to get revealed to you.
All right. We look the same.
We look the same?
I have my hand up too.
Wow, you.
So she's alive, huh?
Yeah. The king saved her. He said he did.
Oh, okay.
She was on the ship. They were sailing away. She came up.
And she's like, yo, I'm done playing both sides. Your side seemed to have won, so I'm joining.
Something like that.
Cool.
She said, I'm going to join your crew. And they're like, what? And then it ends.
Okay.
So, there you go.
I'm sorry, Wade. I'm sorry. Wade, I'm sorry.
I just really want to hear what you had to say about it.
Please go back and watch the ending of 129 when this
I'm
is
not
over.
saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I said 130. Ugh. I get it. It feels conclusive. It does.
Will you watch it?
But it's not.
Will you promise me you'll watch it?
Why? I know what happens. They raise their hands and then it ends.
It's so much more than that. You need to watch it to understand what I went through and how the thought got into me saying, there's no way I have to watch one more episode.
Yeah, there's no way. I get it. I'm just sad, all right? let's listen to Digger's question. What do you think? What's your thoughts on Nico Robin joining the crew?
I mean, she's cool. She's got the hands.
She's another devil fruit user. You were just saying how people are can't have another devil fruit user in the crew because they're gonna take away Luffy's specialness. But here she is. She's got an $80 million bounty when she was 8. Luffy just got a $100 million bounty.
She should be captain.
She should be captain. Maybe she will be.
Good. I want that.
I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah, me too.
A warlord is defeated. 1 down, 6 to go? Yeah, let's not worry about that for now. I don't want to stress your smooth shark brain with anything like math. Your mental strain is already far too high, having to wrap your head around the inner complexities of One Piece. But alas, I think I can get away with pushing you just a little bit further. The world government tries to cover up Luffy's involvement in the defeat of Crocodile, attempting to instead place the responsibility on Smoker. The Marine captain, however, refuses to take credit for a feat he didn't actually accomplish. Earlier in the arc, he also allowed the Straw Hats to leave, and even gave Tashigi a choice between stopping the rebellion and helping the Straw Hats defeat Crocodile, to which she chose the latter. What do you think this means for the two characters and the Marines as a whole? Is Smoker beginning to see cracks in the Marines' vaunted justice?
Everybody in chat got a massive, massive echo from that, and they're all screaming. Which is pretty funny. It must have just been ear-piercing from their screams. I wonder why it was echoing like that. Did it echo? Did all the sound effects echo like that, guys? I'll fix it in post. I mean, Duncan will fix it in post. Did you get all that?
Yeah. Smoker, Marines, consequences, and shit.
Yeah.
This question was, how do I feel about...
This podcast is
Where
so
am I-
over. This is the worst podcast ever made. I had to recap
Nico-
the fucking show we're doing a podcast about for you. You didn't even remember. You didn't even watch the last episode.
I thought I did!
You don't even know what his question was.
No, I know what his question was.
Okay.
So I actually really dig the idea of the like the Marines and the overarching government sort of like the cracks are showing, like we the audience are seeing that through Smoker and that one girl, and I think that's a great like kind of vehicle to showcase that. So I am looking forward to seeing, like, as the show progresses, like more cracks start to show, cracks that existed and probably new cracks that are going to form because of the actions of what happened here on Alabasta. So yeah, like I dig it.
Okay.
He did call me smooth brain though, so
He did call you smooth brain, and he said you can't do math.
yeah, that one hurt. That seemed really aggressive.
I mean, earlier you told him to bring more insults. He's bringing
Yeah, no, you're I'm not saying stop. I'm just saying, like, it's starting to hurt.
Anything else you want to bring up?
Closing remarks.
Yeah.
All in all, I've been told that the Alabasta arc is kind of like a fan favorite.
It is.
So, to everyone who loves it, you know, I'm happy for you. I wish I could have loved it as much as you, but like I mentioned earlier, I can't help but analyze, and I guess I'm a dick.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to enjoy this because God knows how long I'll be at it. So
Oh, it's gonna be a while.
Yeah. I really am trying to learn how to enjoy this show. And there are legitimately parts that I think are cool and fun.
And I'll just say this. I jokes aside about how this podcast ended. I enjoyed our Alabasta talk and debate. Again, I felt like I can tell that you're not just trying to piss all over it. Which I get.
Thank you.
In the beginning, it really felt like you were just trying to piss all over it. And so I think it's a mixture of the realization that you're gonna have to watch all of this is dawning on you. Like, this is the moment where it's really like, oh my god, we've got a lot more to go. And also, I do think you're understanding the show more than you were. So I think
I feel like that's the case. Yeah.
I feel like you're trying. And
I think you hit the nail on the head, really, on both those points.
And I feel like a lot of your points, especially in this arc, I really do feel like were justified. I feel like you brought a lot of good points that weren't just shitting on it for the sake of shitting on it. Not to say that's what you did before, but just they felt more grounded, and I understood where you were coming from. And maybe that's just because I agreed with you. But I did. I like what you bring to the mix. You bring a non-anime perspective to it. I think you have a very unique perspective on this series. And yeah, I like where this is going. We've got some good arcs coming up. We've got some real bad arcs coming up. So we're just gonna have to see what comes of those.
Is the next one a good one or a bad one?
You're just gonna have to find out.
Oh.
We're just gonna have to watch to find out.
All right.
Week 144 to 152.
Got it. Okay.
Watch through 152. Thank you, everybody, for watching the One ZP's podcast. We'll speak at you next week, all right?
You okay there? Like and subscribe, all that.
So sad about Nico Robin.
All right, get over it, you baby.
So sad. Just get out of my life. Leave me alone.